All right, our final presenters of the day, Jen Stolkin, Billy Ray from Mixwell. How are you? Good to see you.
Good, thank you.
Hello.
Hello again.
Yep.
I'm going to take this. That is the clicker.
This one? Boom. Okay, thank you.
Hi, BevNet again. This is Billy Ray, award-winning bartender and co-founder of Mixwell.
And this is Jan Stolkin, a thirsty German immigrant and co-founder of Mixwell. These are his red pants, which are trending on Instagram right now, #redpants. Mixwell, it's a premium soda made in Los Angeles for mixing. Our goal is to be the #1 mixer within the United States.
When we thought about this presentation, the first thing came to mind, like many others here, that we talk about our beginnings. Brainstorming in bars, endless hours in Billy's kitchen in West Hollywood crafting sodas while his dog Darby begged for walks. Long nights working on brand strategies and branding while testing my family's and our turtles' love and patience. But doesn't every startup have a similar story? What we believe is more interesting, how these two stooges here on stage are going to tackle one of the hottest beverage segments in the world, a $5 billion US market dominated by publicly traded companies like Coke, Fever-Tree, and Pepsi.
Very simple, 4 reasons. Better product, better price, better promotion, better placement. Better product. Mixwell is the first premium soda to hit the market made by a bartender for bartenders, understanding the simplest need to be the best wingman to any spirit. LA made, LA crafted. We have 4 SKUs on the market. We have a dandelion tonic water. It's inspired by the Santa Monica Mountains, and it's a modern take on a classic twist for a new generation of tonic drinkers. Next, we have a young ginger ale. This is inspired by my long nights and early mornings in K-Town. This is an exceptional ginger ale with a bold finish of a ginger beer. Next, we have a Mojave grapefruit soda. It's a grapefruit that's inspired by the outside lines of Los Angeles, and we actually use finishing sea salt from the Pacific Ocean in it. And finally, we have our Mixwell sparkling soda water. It's a soda water that's very simple and clean, and it really represents who we are in the melting pot of Los Angeles. We went on value. Mixwell comes in a 12-ounce slim can with the first resealable top in the US. We believe this is great because it creates better waste for the environment. With our can, it's better than glass and plastic.
Better brand. The Mixwell brand is all about how things are better when they mix together, in a drink as well as in life. We are an inclusive brand, especially made for millennials and the new generation of consumers who believe that the world is a better place when we all mix well. A message quite relevant in our divided world. Video, please.
We live in a big, beautiful world, full of different people, cultures, values, and beliefs. Blue, red, black, white, young, old. But sometimes we can get so caught up in our own world that we forget to be open to someone else's. Maybe we forget that when you mix the right things together, the outcome can be greater than the sum of its parts. To make yourself better by mixing something or someone new into your life is to mix well. There are no limits to the ways we can mix if we open up our ears and our eyes and our hearts and our minds. Let's let nothing stand in our way. Let's meet, greet, share, teach, touch, and not think twice. Let's never let fear hold us back. Let's be spontaneous. And if someone asks us why, we'll tell them because the world is a better place when you mix well. We're glad we found you.
Thank you. Better placement. We started in December 2015, focusing on the bars and restaurants of Los Angeles. To make a credible mixer, the first thing we needed was the blessing of the bartenders. So Billy grabbed 3 of his bartending friends, and they fearlessly landed account after account. Second video, please.
Las Vegas in 1 word.
LA in 1 word.
Give me a second about this one.
Insatiable.
Complicated.
Diversity.
Growth.
Invigorating.
Relentless.
Party.
I love that it's weird.
There's something different about a bartender because their first instinct is to make sure that this perfect stranger is taken care of.
You really have a lot of tools at your arsenal to make someone's night better or worse.
Every step of the way, I'm thinking about that person. And then when I slide it across to her, it's this beautiful gift that I've created for that guest.
There's a balance within the structure of a cocktail. There's a balance within what you're doing behind the bar.
When you see a bar made up of people of different races, colors, sexuality, that doesn't happen in any other business. People will go to a restaurant, they sit at different tables, it's separate. A bar forces you. It forces you to be open.
I remember telling my dad I was gonna be a bartender. He's like, what are you fucking dumb? Now he looks at me and he's like, that's my son, he's a bartender.
Sorry, we just want to finish up. We only have 18 seconds. It was an instant hit. We sold 20,000 cans, 800 cases in the first 3 months. A year later, we got picked up by America's biggest liquor distributor, Southern Wine and Glacier, for California and Nevada. Now moving into the off-premise with availability at Target, Vons, Albertson, and Total Wines, geographically expanding into more markets in 2018.
Thank you very much, guys. Remember, the world's a better place when you mix well.
All right. I'm going to have you slide over here, Billy. Well done. You can just come over here for a little bit, get a little closer. Great. All right.
Yeah.
Ray,
Here we go. What do you got here, Ken?
Ray, I mean, this is the second day in a row these guys didn't bring any vodka or anything.
How long has that been in your
That
car?
explains it.
No wonder.
Oh, I get it. Why he's so happy all the time.
People.
They call him the beverage whisperer for a reason. He's got, yeah,
And
well done.
bootlegging is in my history. So
Yes.
I had to,
You gonna
I
be
gotta
on our
s-
park bench later, Ken?
I got to start with this, made for bartenders, for bartenders. So I got to start with the amateur bartender. BevNet Craven, look it up on Instagram. This guy, he likes a cocktail once in a while.
Thanks, Ray.
Yeah. What do you think of Mixwell?
Well, I guess, I mean, I think it's a really cool brand. I personally prefer a stirred cocktail, so I'm not using a lot of mixers. But, I guess my first question is this for on-premise or off-premise? You talked about $1.99. The video seems like it's more of a thing that you want behind a bar. Where is this supposed to go?
I think it goes in both places. It's kind of the same thing with Nike, correct? Nike, Air Jordan's nothing if you don't have Michael Jordan wearing the shoes. We want to get the bartenders behind them because those are my people. That's where I come from. You know what I mean? So I wanted to create something we wanted to use, that we believed in and we stood behind. Because I believe if we stand behind it, then the at-home person can be the at-home bartender. And it's really simple, right? It's open, pour, add spirit, done. Add garnish, add citrus. You can have a great drink at home, or you can have a great drink in a bar, right? And that ties into our whole brand message of why the world can be a better place when you mix well.
Matt, what's your stance on the premium craft mixer space and what Mixwell's doing?
No, hot, and so love what you're doing. I think the flavor profiles are on target. The question for me is the single-serve nature of the mixology side. While I love the basing your business on mixology is wonderful, but then the application with a multi-serve can seems a little bit disconnected for me in terms of the influencer marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, the size, for once, for the off-premise, you might need a bigger size. The idea has always been that you share it with someone else. So the idea of mixing well is also in the size. And with the resealability, we have the ability to reseal it. It keeps freshness for 24 hours. You can take it around without spilling. So it's the idea to at least get 2 drinks out of this for the off-premise and for the on-premise.
Andrea, what's the craft mixer space like at Kroger, and do you think this could take a leading role in the set?
I think some of the flavor profiles are very good, and this is a space that could use a little bit more competition. So I think that you're really on to something. I had to get help with the lid, though. I didn't know how to. My buddy here took care of me. Obviously, somebody's making the drink for me. I don't know what I'm doing, but nonetheless, I think that part of it may take some understanding. But my first thought to myself was, I'm going to need a recipe to make this thing for Andrea at home, who is not the pro of making beverages at home. So just my couple of call-outs.
Yeah, Mark, a lot was talked about Los Angeles, the importance of Los Angeles in this brand. Does it come through in the packaging, and what do you think of that positioning?
Yeah, look, I think the videos are great, and you're creating some excitement about it, but I didn't really get from any of that why this is so special, and I think it's a great product, but I think your marketing message, frankly, is trying to be a little too LA, versus get the product across so people understand it. Probably the only issue I would have is I understand the story about the cap. I'm not wild about it at all. It seems like a pain in the ass. And also, I challenge the whole environmental claim. can you recycle it?
Yeah, it's recyclable.
It's
recyclable.
It's two-stream recyclable.
It's two-stream recyclable, so they got to break it apart. So they're going to do that. I just, if you're going to play that card, you better know.
Yeah, no, it burns down completely. It's fully recyclable. Otherwise, you wouldn't get the stamp.
Yeah. Okay.
Ken, you get the last word. Mixing with your flask down there. What do you think of the taste of Mixwell here?
Look, I think the name is great. The label is great. There's a lot of elements with, to start with, and the flavors can evolve over time. I don't think there was anything cut through the clutter in them. Fever Tree has done a really nice job with stuff that is a little bit outside of the box, like several ginger iterations and that kind of thing. But look, you have to start somewhere, and you guys really nailed the marketing packaging message. So things evolve over time.
All right. Outstanding work, everyone. Thanks so
Thank you
much,
very
guys.
much.
Thank you very much. This is one of the toughest things to do. I've been doing this for a long time, and every one of these contestants did an outstanding job, and I think we should give them a good round of applause. All right, the judges are going to convene. They're going to pick a winner. We're going to announce that winner at 3:20 p.m., so don't miss that.